So it's Mike, MGK, Buffalo, Boston, Bahrain, Barstow, Bedrock, Bloomington, Budapest. Bedrock? He's in Buffalo now, but he's pushing to 1 trillion and I'm here to help him. I have put this off for far too long. There's some questions that I haven't been able to answer on this until today. I just haven't figured them out yet, kind of rattling around in my brain. But today's video is brought to you by Le Croix Cerise Limon, or you could say LaCroix, but I have a feeling that somewhere in the back of my brain there's still 1986 and Madame Polers would be très disappointed in Richard, and I wouldn't want to do that. So, whoa! This one's for you guys. Now that's good stuff. All right, so let's start this off. There are 10 questions, and now it can be revealed my answers. First question. Vacation. Where do you like to go, and where would you like to go if you haven't been there already? We have not done a lot of traveling until recently. The kids are grown, finally, and we can take off and do all kinds of fun things. So the real bulk of our international travel has been for the last 2 years. I mean, we've lived in the United States our whole life and been back and forth throughout the entire country, up and down. But we'd always dreamed about European vacations, at least to start. We'd love to go to Asia as well. But of the trips we've taken in the last 2 years, most definitely I think the top of the list would be 2 cities tied for first place. And that would be Edinburgh, which is a place we'd always dreamed about. And my wife has strong Scottish family connections that she feels a pull towards. And Edinburgh did not disappoint. I think it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, even in the rain and freezing cold and light snow. I loved every minute of it. And speaking of ancient familial pull, part of my family is Bohemian from Czech Republic, and essentially Prague was a very important place to visit. It meant a lot, and got to see the statue of Jan Hus in the old town square. He was a personal hero of mine, as well as the statue of Jan Žižka, which is way up on a hill, kind of out of sight. We didn't get up there, but I did take a picture from the hotel room. It was just too much walking for the old man at the time. 2 of my favorite cities. I loved London and some of the other places we've been. Germany is beautiful. But hopefully in the next couple of years we'll do some more traveling and I can juggle this list around a bit. But yeah, that's the answer to the first one. Number 2 asks us to name a solo artist that everyone seems to love but that we cannot stand. I can answer this one right quick. I don't have any album to pull out for reference because I don't like his music. It is Meat Loaf. I'm not trying to pick on any person for liking him or the man himself. Music's never done anything for me. Bat Out of Hell grates on my eardrums every time I hear it, anything off that record, any of his other stuff. Yeah, no real reason other than that. And for number 3, name a band that everyone seems to love but that we can't stand. And this answer jumped out of my brain immediately. Always been a problem for me. Never been a fan. Cringe when I hear it. It's Fleetwood Mac. I can't hang, man. I absolutely cannot hang. And I know people love it. I know people love it to death. They've fucking sold 100 million records probably. But it absolutely will ruin any good mood that I'm in and probably start making me look for the door if you were to put Rumors on, especially. But really, any Fleetwood Mac will do. And I know there's people who love Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. I like that better, but still not enough to go out and buy any of their music from way back when. But I'm just talking about 1980s radio that was saturated with Fleetwood Mac hits, man. Got so sick of them. Ugh. And of course, my wife and kids love them. I think it's done despite the old man personally. That might be me putting myself in the center of all things in the universe, which, I mean, why not, you know? But I can't stand it. They love it. I'm magnanimous, so I still deal with them. Yeah, can't have it. And number 4 wants us to show a jazz album. I do not have any. Sorry. Not a fan. I know this is starting to seem like a fucking hater list, and it's not so. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I have a CD somewhere in storage because I no longer have a CD player, but I have Kind of Blue from Miles Davis, which I got from the Columbia Record Service, shipped to the house, like when you get the 10 for a penny or whatever. I enjoyed that. We listened to that on a long car ride on PCH one day going from Oxnard down towards Malibu. Like, we just took the long way south and played the entirety of that CD all in one go, and it was very enjoyable. And I remember thinking, this isn't so bad. I've never put that CD on again since. That was 25 years ago. I hear jazz mainly at record stores because they play it over the speakers. They feel the need to torture the public. It's not for me. I don't care if it's avant-garde, traditional, 5-piece, 4-piece. I can't hang. Sorry. I promise I'll stop hating on everything in my answers from here on out. That's not really a promise, though. Number 5, we are to show a country and western album. Now, this is something I can dig. I've got probably a couple hundred country and western albums, so let me go pick one to talk about. What's up, VC? I'm back, wearing different clothes, but rocking the same hat. The answers to questions 5, 6, and 7 somehow disappeared, got corrupted. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to do this really quick and answer them and insert it into the video because I am a Final Cut Pro magician. And here we go. Number 5 was to show a record, a country and western record. And I have a lot of country and a lot of country and western, but what first came to mind when I saw this question was the great George Jones, and another chance to show off my White Lightning 10-inch single. It's one of my favorites, and yeah, it's young Georgie right there. Also, this prompted me to look to see which, did I have a greatest hits record for George? And I do. And not only do I have this one, I have this one, and yes, the best of George Jones. So I have 3 greatest hits compilations for George. And if you've never heard what was referred to as that possum-eyed bastard George Jones, if you watched the Ken Burns country music documentary, I would recommend If Grits Ain't Groceries, She Thinks I Still Care. There's Aching Breaking Heart, not Achy Breaky Heart. Yeah, he does some great Hank Williams covers. Yeah, it's good stuff. Find yourself some George. And he did have some sharp-looking suits. And for number 6, he asks us to name our favorite sports team or athlete. Well, I don't know if it's become apparent throughout the video, but I grew up a Boston Red Sox fan, and I started really watching baseball in 1977 when I was 6 years old, and started collecting baseball cards at that same time because that's what we did in the late 70s. And what really drew me to the Red Sox was I am a fan of statistics. I love numbers, and I love series of numbers, and baseball cards provided that in spades. And I thought that the best cards had the longest series of numbers in them, the players who played the longest. At that point, that would be Lou Brock, Louis Tiant played a while back. The Fergie Jenkins had a lot of stats. Gaylord Perry, Pete Rose, but he was already a prick. That was obvious back then. But the only other card had a series of numbers that looked impressive was this silver fox right here. Carl Yastrzemski played for the Boston Red Sox. Long series of glorious stats on the back of his card. And he even had the All-Star shield on there, which was very important to us back then. Collectors, like, cards weren't worth anything monetarily back then, but you would definitely trade for All-Star cards. So yeah, Boston Red Sox when I am in an American League mood. But also, I am from Southern California, and about 2007, I started to really enjoy watching the Dodgers, and so I now have a National League team. Yeah, those are my favorite teams. Number 5 asks us to share a concert memory. I will bring up a couple, but keep them short. We had tickets to see the White Stripes on their last tour, and they canceled the tour and broke up shortly before that. We even had the tickets, but that was back when you had to send the paper tickets back to get the refund. They wouldn't do that online because I wanted to keep those tickets. And we needed the money. So, yeah, I sent them back. Also, what else? Oh, we had tickets to see the Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers Good Looking tour, which both of us had very much looked forward to. We had already seen Tyler Childers before the first album came out and been fans of Sturgill for a long time. Very much looking forward to that. And Sturgill caught COVID. Everybody fucking caught COVID, but Sturgill caught it right, I think, 1 or 2 shows before they were to come to Philadelphia where we had tickets to see them. So we said, fuck it, we already paid for the hotel and why not? So we went to Philadelphia and spent a weekend there with practically nobody in the city out. It was pretty cool. If you're going to see a big city and go see the attractions, which are all along that one fucking long stretch of road as far as I can tell, it was awesome. It was pretty cool. And what else? Oh yeah, a good concert that actually did happen. I got to see Tool in 2019 with both of my sons, who are also tremendous fans of the band. That was awesome. We saw them in Newark. Was one of the best shows I'd ever seen. Killing Joke was the opening band, and they were awesome, of course, if you know anything about Killing Joke. The one memory that strikes out most about that is Killing Joke was so fucking loud bass-wise that I remember feeling my rib cage shake. It didn't do that the entire time Tool was on stage, fucking 2 hours that they did of music. But that was a great concert memory. Both of my boys had a great time, and that was something that we got to share together. So yeah, there's concert memories. At number 8, Mike admonishes us to let him know about a newer member of the vinyl community. And just up until the other day, I didn't have an answer for this one. And then I stumbled across a great new channel, Clash City Rocker. I think he's only got 4 videos available now. They're all very good. Brand new member of the VC. I like everything he's done so far. He's got an incredibly interesting collection and a very good perspective. And I think at this point he has 21 subscribers, just a few less than I do. And he deserves way more. I hope he continues making these videos. I'll try to tag him in the body of the text on YouTube for this. I'm really terrible about that, but I think he deserves a lot more. So if you can, Clash City Rocker, check it out. Obviously a big Clash fan and very knowledgeable on them. That's what initially drew me to it, because I'm a tremendous fan of the Clash as well. So there's your new channel to check out. And number 9 wants us to show an album by a Canadian artist. That's a tough one. I don't have any Rush on vinyl. I do love Rush. Yeah, an album by a Canadian artist. I'll go even better and have a couple of Canadian artists on it, and possibly one of the greatest groups to ever put music to the public. And that would be one of my favorites, The Band. A couple of Canucks in there, This is my sealed. This is kind of a pride and joy. Love so much of the music from the band, and yeah, sad to hear the recent passing of the great Garth Hudson. Just an insanely talented musician who played so many instruments so well. Robbie's. I mean, there's a. Yeah, it's sad, but we'll always have the music, and yeah, and Canadians, all of them, except for our boy Levon, another sadly departed. Number 10 says, "Happy birthday. Show an album from the year you were born." So yeah, I'm back. I had to check Discogs, and I typed in 1971 to see what had come out in the year of my birth. Nothing had jumped out to me immediately, and it should have actually, because this was revealed. John Prine's first record. So good. Top to bottom. Especially the ones I can relate the most to, like Illegal Smile, and I guess Better for the Times We're Living in. And at the moment, Your Flag Decal Won't Get You Into Heaven Anymore. There's just so much good. There's pathos here, of course, with Hello in there. Angel from Montgomery, Far From Me. This is one of those rare albums that is a debut album that plays like a greatest hits, even though he had many, many more great songs. So, 1971, John Prine, Rich. Great year. I don't know if my parents would agree, but that is my entry for Mike MGK Beirut, Babylon, Bridgeport. Mike MGK Boston, now in Buffalo. Can't wait to see you in July at your party. The wife and I are planning on making the trip. Should be a great time. And I do hope you get to 1 trillion subscribers. I've figured out, because I'm a math genius, that there are about 8 billion people on the globe, and you need 1 trillion to be subscribing. Every person needs to subscribe 125 times, if my numbers are correct. They're probably not correct, because I'm no good at math. But it was fun to look up, and Mike, you are one of my favorite people in the vinyl community. One of the first people that was ever nice to me, to say nice things when I started making these videos over a year ago and had 0 subscribers. Mike was there from the beginning. It's very much appreciated. And yeah, I hope you and Patty find the right house soon enough. You know, Buffalo's a nice place. You've seen that. So yeah, thanks a lot. And I'll see you all next time. And I know Mike had said that there's double the entries if your spouse appears in the video.
Hi.
Perfect. Mike, MGK Boston used to be... And number 9, Show an Artist. And number 9 wants us to show an artist. Fuck. No, not an artist. No, never mind. A lot of grades, George. Greta. Fuck me. But number 5. Oh, wait. Shit. George Jones. This is the greatest hits album of his. And I only... Fuck. I am dropping shit everywhere.